According to the Holy Scripture, sin is twisting of God's law. 1 John 3:4, whosoever committed sin transgressed also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. God's law is contained in the 10 Commandments in Exodus 23-17. The transgression of any of the first to the fourth commandment is sinning against God, as summarized by Christ in Matthew 22:37. Matthew 22:37, Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. Meaning that loving God Jesus as first priority will not transgress any of the first to the fourth commandment. On the other hand, transgressing any of the first to the fourth commandment would mean that God Jesus is not loved as first priority. Similarly, transgressing any of the fifth to the 10th commandment is sinning against the neighbor, as summarized by Christ in Matthew 22:39, and the second is like unto it, thou shalt love the neighbor as thyself, meaning that loving the neighbors as second priority will not transgress any of the fifth to the 10 commandments. On the other hand, transgressing any of the fifth to the 10 commandments would mean that the neighbors are not loved as themselves. Therefore, the core issue of committing sin in here is the power of love, loving God Jesus and loving the neighbors. It is not the issue of whether you are following the 10 commandments or not the 10 commandments, because the power of loving God and loving the neighbor will automatically follow the 10 commandments and vice versa. This brings us to the root cases of evil to sin in 1 Timothy 6:10, which says, For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some avoided after they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. That is why Christ asked whose image was on the money in Matthew 22:20. And he said unto them, Whose this image and subscription? Matthew 22:21. They say unto him, Caesar's. Then said he unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, unto God the things that are God's. Meaning that let the people of this world to love money, and let the people of God to love God. That is why those people loving money to think and obey the beast is marked with 666 in Revelation 13:16. Therefore, those people who love money and marked with 666 will be blotted out, and they will not enter the kingdom of heaven as told by Christ in Matthew 19:23-24, and receive the words of God in Revelation 9 and Revelation 60. Remember, preaching, teaching, believing, and following false teaching is sinning against God Jesus that will warrant blotting out of names from the book of life. Worshipping using statue, pictures, images, signs is sinning against God Jesus that will warrant blotting out names from the book of life, because only God Jesus must be worshipped. Resorting to sangumamen, puripurumen, glassmen is sinning against God Jesus that will warrant blotting out names from the book of life, because everything must be referred to Jesus and no one else. Gossiping, stealing, jealousy, backstabbing, adultery in mind is sinning against others that would warrant blotting out names from the book of life, because these signs will indicate that you don't love your neighbor, which is transgressing the second most important commandment that Christ gave in Matthew 22:39, to love others as you love yourself.